Welcome. My name is Anderson. I'm a comic artist and illustrator, and today I'm going to walk you through the process of drawing one of my watercolor figures. Now I start on this is a 4x6 page of Bristol, and the first step here is just penciling. So I'm just roughing in my shapes with this lead holder, and I'm using this because it's really blunt and fat on the end. It's not sharp at all, and that's because I don't want to do any detail work. I just want to focus on the shapes and just the general gesture of where this figure is going to be standing. I'm blocking in my three body masses: the head, torso, chest, and then the legs. And I'm just sort of figuring out the pose here. I'm going to speed this section up because this is pretty much just me figuring things out. And there she is. So this is obviously Snow White that I'm drawing, or hopefully, obviously. So now I'm using this kneaded eraser. It's like this really rubbery, elastic goop. Anyways, it helps pick up the top layer of loose graphite, and that'll tend to smudge, or the ink can sit on top of it and then flake off eventually. So it's just sort of a way to just clean up the image. It does sort of lighten everything, so it's kind of makes it harder to see now. But next I'm going to go in with a mechanical pencil, and I'm going to work in just those final details that I wasn't quite sure of earlier. I couldn't do them with the lead holder, but now I've got just a mechanical pencil, and this is just a very basic Bic mechanical pencil. I'm not using anything fancy. The lead holder wasn't even all that fancy itself. It's just that, you got to go to an art store to get one of those. So I'm just going to work in these details, and we'll speed this up again. This is my final pencil drawing. So once again, I'm going to take the kneaded eraser over top of it, and I'm just going to take off that top layer of graphite so that my ink doesn't flake off with that over time. It'll also help because I'll be putting down some watercolor over this, and I don't want, if any of the graphite gets trapped under the watercolor, I want it to be real subtle. So yep, just rolling that on over here, and we're going to move on into the inking phase. So now we're on to inking. I use Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I use a few other pens like a Muji pen and some Pentel brush pens. But I specifically use the Faber-Castell Pitt pens because they are waterproof. Okay, there's a big difference between water resistant. Oh my goodness, my hat's in the way. There's a big difference between water resistant and waterproof. Waterproof, you can actually do watercolor over top of it. Water resistant, it's likely to bleed. So make sure that if you plan to do watercolor, that you're using waterproof ink pens. So I recommend the Faber-Castell. They've done me good, and I think that they work pretty well. So yeah, now I'm starting to work in my inking details. I usually start with the smaller pen. This is the SX for, I guess, super small, extra small. So I'm like, get out of the way, hat. Thank you. So yeah, I just working in the details of the face, and then I will move along to the rest of the body. I'm gonna sort of speed this up, show a few details of the details, and you can just watch me ink. So there you have it. There is my finished ink drawing. I let it dry for just a little bit, but after it's dried for a bit, then I used this rubber eraser for to get rid of any leftover pencil marks. Um, and I just find this rubber eraser. Wait. No, this is not a rubber eraser. Ha ha! I fooled even myself. This is a gum eraser, specifically Art Gum, I think is the brand or something. Anyways, yeah, it's a gum eraser, and it is great at getting rid of all the graphite on the page. So it makes for a really clean illustration. So I'm just giving it the once over, twice over, thrice over. Some people also ask about the glove that I'm wearing. It's not because I'm old, even though I kind of am. It's to help me not smudge, but more than that, it's so that my hand can slide smoothly across the page. Just sort of lowers the friction. It's not fancy. You don't need one. But I also work digitally sometimes, so when I'm moving my hand across the computer screen, it comes out really helpful. So now it's just sort of habitual that I put it on when I draw. So this is my watercolor set. It's a Koi, Koi watercolor set. And this is my Pentel, I don't even know the name of this brush, but it's a brush pen that is filled with water. So as I squeeze it, I can squeeze out water, and then I just swirl it around in some pigmentation from the Koi watercolor set to get some pigmentation going. So this is kind of just a, color dropper. I just kind of mix my colors and see what I'm feeling here. Once again, I'll just kind of speed this up so you can see some of the process, because I know it can be a bit long to watch me do this whole thing, but hopefully you like it. And here you go. This is me painting. And here we go, just putting on the final touches. Just a few little tidbits of 5 tips to help you be a better painter. Well, with watercolors, you just kind of got to let the watercolor do its business. Let's see, can I think of 4 more? Well, something else is that purple makes a really good shadow anywhere that you need shadow, because usually our light source is yellow, light from the sun, and so if you use the opposite side of the color wheel of violet, blue, purple, sort of that range, it gives for good shadows. Something I'm doing here, this is your tip number 3, is I'm adding a little bit of splatter just for flair. Yeah, you can, well, I gotta add more water so that it's plenty liquid. But basically, I'm going to load up my brush with pigmentation, and then I'm going to get it and flick it. Spat, spaz. Yeah. So just adding a little bit of flair to it. That's what I love about watercolor. Watercolor is crazy. You can't really control it. I'm going to do the same thing with the apple here. So I've thought of 3 tips. What are 2 more tips? Well, just sort of thinking through how I colored this piece. I kept the colors pretty muted because I wanted the apple to pop. So yeah, it's got the classic Snow White colors, I guess, of blue, red, and yellow, but they're all real muted. And then the bright red and green on the apple really help it to pop. And your last tip, have fun. Just draw. Oh, don't forget to sign your work. I guess I'll say that. Don't forget to sign your work. So this has been my process for drawing a watercolor figurine. I really enjoy these. I have a lot of fun. I'm going to do all the Disney princesses, so I won't do tutorials for each of them, but I'll do like time-lapse or something so that you can just see them get made. But this is Snow White. My name is Anderson Carman. You can find more of my work on Instagram. That's where I post most of the time. I also have a comic called Fear Hunters, totally different genre from princesses, but feel free to check that out. It's on Comixology and You can buy a physical copy from me on my website, andersoncarman.com. And that's it, I think. Goodbye.